Hey there, grumpy old fart here. I'm doing an AD&D monster video on shadow dragons. I did the dragons from the monster manual, and I'd forgotten about the ones in the monster manual too. And here comes, probably in my opinion, the deadliest one. And I'll get to it as to why here in a minute. If you run your player characters against a shadow dragon, you either have a hell of a lot of faith in them, or you really don't like them. Okay, that's just the way it is. Shadow dragons are nocturnal and prefer subterranean areas or planes of dimness. They are very, very solitary. Shadow dragons cannot abide hot climates or Arctic conditions, but make their lairs in cooler, temperate regions. Which is generally the area where most people adventure. Shadow dragons are poor flyers and prefer to walk. Shadow dragon size is determined differently than other dragon types, so read up on that. They don't see well in bright light, but have ultra and infravision in exceptional capabilities. So keep that in mind. They'll be able to see things that most players can't. But at the same time, bright light is not good for them. They prefer darkness, dimness, twilight, nighttime. Only shadow dragons of 17 plus intelligence can cast spells. But the ones they do get are quite nasty, so read up on that. The alignment of these dragons is neutral evil. Play them as such. These guys are not nice. The shadow dragon can attack with claw bite or with its breath weapon. This is the one that really gets me. Dragons are allowed 3 breath weapons per day, right? This is a cloud of tangible darkness. This darkness blinds the victims, as well as taking 75% of their levels or hit dice temporarily for as many turns as the dragon has age categories. So if it's a 7, if it's in a 7th age, it takes it for 7 turns. That's 70 rounds. And if they make their savings throw versus breath weapon, they still lose 50% of their level or hit dice for the same length of time. So you can turn a 10th level character into a 5th level character. You can turn a 4th level character into a 2nd level character. It's nasty. And that's if they make their save. Because a 10th level character then becomes a 3rd level character. A 4th level character becomes a 1st level character. You see what I'm saying? The breath weapon of these things is just nasty. This is exceptionally nasty because it limits the player character's ability to attack him, as well as taking hit points. Because they lose all the abilities, they lose the spells, they lose the hit points, they lose it all for that length of time. And in that length of time, that dragon can have a field day. I believe the dragon would call it feasting, because that's all y'all have to do. Shadow dragons can hide in shadows as a 10th level thief, makes them exceptionally dangerous as sneak attacks, as for surprising their victims. When fighting this dragon type, it would behoove the player characters to prevent the breath weapon or avoid it altogether. Any hit with this thing is so very devastating. Plan accordingly. Now, as the dungeon master, if I were a shadow dragon and I knew people were coming to kill me, I would hide in shadows whenever possible and attack with this breath weapon from surprise. They're sneaking along, trying to be as quiet as they can, and out of the darkness erupts and saps their levels and hit dice. That's what should happen. If I'm the dragon, that's what I'm going to do. Why? Because I can. Follow that up with spells or claw bite, because the player characters will be so weakened that they should die pretty damn quickly. This dragon is nasty. I don't run this dragon against player characters that I feel can't handle it or can't deal with it, or that are so low level that it would be pointless. This is the kind of a dragon you run against player characters who are trying to become gods. That's the dragon you run against the big bad nasty player characters. Okay? Because this is a big bad nasty dragon. I wouldn't, again, dungeon masters who run shadow dragons either have a lot of faith in their players, or they really don't like them very much. Want to teach them a lesson. Either way, be careful how you use shadow dragons, because they can end your campaign pretty fucking quick. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.